consider challenging your mental and physical abilities by signing up and training for a race or an event? Accepting a challenge is a huge step towards accomplishing a set goal. It's memorable and can be life-changing. Regardless of the challenge, you will need to strategically train and prepare for it. So I challenge you to get motivated and inspired to train for a 5K race. A 5K is a distance of 3.1 miles. It's the shortest and most common running distances for a race. This is an excellent distance for beginners as well as seasoned runners to conquer. On part 1 of my blog, I explain a detailed program from start to finish, so please check out the blog to get the full training details. The program includes cross-training routines using your total gym. They will progress as the weeks near the race in conjunction to the mileage you need to run. You have the choice to train for either 4 weeks if you've already been running regularly and want to work on speed development, or you can train for 8 weeks if you're new to running and a beginner. The blog will explain all of this in the scheduled program details. Cross-training is an important aspect and should be included into all training programs. For this program, you will supplement your running with cross-training routines that develop strength and flexibility in the muscles that running does not utilize. It will help prevent injury, help with muscular imbalances, prevent boredom, and burnout. So whether you're training for 4 weeks or for 8, you will perform the same cross-training routine. Now let's go ahead and learn the exercises for part 1 of the program. Always begin with a dynamic warm-up. This will help activate the muscles in all ranges of motion and prepare the muscles that you will use in the workout. Once you've done that, go directly into the strength training workout. You'll perform each exercise for 10 reps, 2 sets through in-circuit format with little to no rest. The first exercise is step-up hip circles. Have your incline at a medium to a high level. The higher the level, the harder the challenge. You'll place one foot onto the glide board, and as you do this, you'll step up and circle the hip at the same time. You want to make sure that you're gazing ahead, finding a focal point to keep your balance. Try to get a full range of motion in through the hips as you circle from the front to the back. You can also reverse the motion if you're feeling very eager. It's very challenging, so make sure you do this exercise on both sides. The next exercise are glute presses. This works the back side of your body for speed and power development. Keep your incline at a high to a medium level. Press the glide board up the rails. Carefully step your foot onto the squat stand and the other knee goes kneeling down. You'll go down to your forearms. If you want more core challenge, go up into your hands, but make sure the shoulders are directly on top of the wrist. From here, you'll bend the back leg and then push as you extend and activate the back side of the body. This is such a great exercise to develop that speed and power that you need for running. Be sure to do this exercise on both sides. Next is a single leg squat, lifting the leg to the front as well as to the side. Keep your incline at a high to medium level and attach your squat stand. Press the glide board up the rails, place one foot onto the squat stand and your hip towards the bottom of your glide board. Go into a side lying position and extend the top leg. As you go down into a single leg squat, you'll lift that leg up to work the outer thigh, extend, and then press the leg forward to work the backs of the hamstrings. As you do this, be careful that the knee stays in the same direction as your toes. This is such a great exercise to lengthen as well as strengthen the side, the backs of the hips, and everything in between. The next exercise is the lateral lunge. Lower your incline to a medium or a low level and remove the squat stand. Come to the bottom base with one foot and place the other onto the glide board. Extend that leg out straight. As you go down into your lateral lunge, you'll keep that leg straight to feel the stretch and the activation of your inner thigh, and the other leg, you'll keep your nose, your knee, and your toe in the same alignment, and then stand up and activate your glutes and hamstrings. Keep going through that motion, but keep your core engaged, your shoulders lifted and back, and your chest is up. This is such a great exercise to work a different angle of the body that running does not. Be sure to do this exercise on both sides. Next is the pullover crunch combo. This works your core as well as your upper body strength. Have your incline at a low to medium level with your cables connected. Take your cables into your hand and come down to supine position and extend out through your arms with your heels onto your glide board. As you lower your arms down by your side, lift your upper body into the crunch and then return back with the arms. The next time you come up, change your angle of your arms. So you'll alternate one forward, one side, and it doesn't really matter what angle, you're just changing it each time to change the angle of your shoulders and the arms that are worked. To challenge this, you can lift the legs into 90 degrees, and to really intensify it, take the legs straight. The next set of exercises are for your hips, dips, and push-ups. The first hip exercise for this week are quadruped hip circles. This is an excellent exercise to work the hip in different ranges of motion. So you'll come down to all fours in a quadruped position. Your shoulders are on top of your wrist and your hips are on top of your knees. You'll carefully keep your abs engaged and you'll start to circle one leg in a complete 360-degree motion. As you do this, minimize the motion in your upper body and torso and just work from the hip joint. Once you've done 10 reps in one direction, you'll reverse it and go to the other. Be sure to do this exercise on both sides and take your time when doing it because you really want to work the weakest link of your hips. This week's dip exercise are crab dips. So you'll come into a seated supine position, fingers are pointing towards your heels, you'll lift your body off the ground and shift your weight back towards your arms so that your shoulders are on top of your wrists. Make sure that you're not slouching, so keep your chest lifted and your core is engaged. You'll start to perform little crab dips. This works the backs of your arms and keeps your core engaged at all times. And the last exercise for this week are regular push-ups. Doesn't matter what position of the hands that you have, just make sure that you are performing perfect push-ups every time. For the demonstration purposes, we'll go into a wide hand stance, keeping your core engaged. The knees are down for modified, or you can extend the legs for advanced. Just make sure that you keep your core engaged and your body lifted at all times. As you lower down into the push-up, make sure that your nose is in front of your fingers, and you're keeping your body in that perfect form every time you do the exercise. You can work for speed, or you can keep it really slow to intensify the power. You'll also perform a series of core exercises. These can be exercises of your choice. Just make sure that you pick a few and you do 10 reps of each exercise, 1 to 2 sets through. Be sure to end your workout with a proper cool down and stretch. It helps recover your muscles, get you ready for your next workout, and prevents injury from occurring. You can do any stretch that you prefer and include some foam rolling techniques. Be sure to check out the blog for the full program details. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you for part 2 of the program.